Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Be So Light. I am Felicia, as well as known as Priestess Makala, as well as Niana. So let's talk. Okay, so I went up to Shasta yesterday and did some really wonderful closing work. Um, my friend Deb, my best buddy, rest her soul now. She had her funeral on Saturday. So took it upon myself and went with a friend, went up there um, and did closure. So I went with one friend to open up the medicine to help Deb to finally cross. And after we did that medicine, she crossed 2 days later. So that was a good thing. And then now I went up with another friend to do the whole closure because I did not go to the funeral. And I'll tell you why. I did not want to go and be in all the energy. And I've already worked through a lot of my layers and I'm already moving upwards. My body is healed a lot of stuff that was going on. So I just didn't want to go be in that energy. And Deb was fine with it. So she says, "You already did everything you needed to do, and I'm good. This is for them. They have to do that part." And I said, "Cool, great." So that's closure now. And now we're back in what? Pluto went back into Capricorn. So I got to catch up more with what Leo King was saying about it. And it feels like time jumping. Now, it is some weird time jumping going on. I am not kidding. I feel like I'm 2 days ahead, sometimes a day ahead. There's some weird ass time jumping going on. And I'm glad other people are talking about it. And they're bringing up, yeah, I tried to go do this and I made arrangements for this. And it was almost like I didn't exist on when I went there. I wasn't, didn't show up and da 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 on their schedule and da 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 da. When I physically made the call, I said, yep, I had the same thing happen, time jumping. So be aware of that. Don't get mad at the other people when something happens. Just realize it's time jumping because those of us that made the decision that we were going to move where Mother Gaia is going, Atabe, where she's going, that's our choice where we're going with her. Okay. Not staying behind in 3 and 4. Okay. I've already made that conscious decision. So did a whole bunch of other people. So, with that being said, so let me tell you, can I talk to you about something? Be so light. Okay, so first of all, let me get some things out of the way. The book is still in progress. I've been adding new things in because things as they happen, I want to put it in a book so people have it and know. And I'm getting the feedback from people that I've worked on with certain things that were going on with their bodies. The results have been phenomenal. So I am just so happy. When I say certain things going on with the body, I mean certain things going on with the body, if you follow my drift. So the results have been phenomenal. Certain things aren't happening to them anymore. They're feeling so much better. They're feeling more connected. I say, yeah, we just like a switch. Turn it back on. Override. There you go. Anyway, with that being said, went to Shasta, did the medicine, everything else, still working on the book. Um, and we have the free Spiral Light webinar coming up on the 30th of this month. So I am going to type over here, and this is the only way you can come. You can't just show up because you have to have an invite. So this is how you can come to it. And it's going to be Spiral Light 739 at outlook.com. Okay, so Spiral Light, it has the two L's, okay, the spiral and the light, 739 at outlook.com. So you have to send me an email requesting that you would like to attend that. And then when I put the webinar together and I get the codes, I will send you the codes. Okay, I will send it to you. And I'm only having so many people in this. So it will be a Zoom. It will be, I noticed when I came out of my session with a client, there was smoke in the air. Hold on a second. Freaky smoky in the air. I said, here we go. Now you got to worry about smoke in the air and breathing problems, all this garbage. I'm so sick of it. Anyway, so you have to send an email to that. Now, keep in mind, this webinar is going to be also connected to people who are wanting to attend it that live in Puerto Rico. I will have a abuela, the grandmother, who will be translating in Spanish. First time ever, Spiral Light will be translated in Spanish to aid others in their healing of letting go of emotional pent up trauma from Maria and anything else that is causing a problem. So once you're in this beautiful portal of light, once we're in it and everything is going, it's on. And I'm really excited about it because Spiral Light has just gotten to be just my to be all do all. I mean, I have my practitioners using it on broken stuff. I'm like, what? Phone broke. They used it on that and it helped with it. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. So I just really like it. And I think once my book, the third book that I'm writing, this one will be in print. The other two, I did not get them in print. I just have them in there email. I never push the print button for some reason. I just said, I just want to go ahead and put this out. So now this one will be in print. And I look forward to everybody wanting to really read and understand more about Spiral Light. The proof is in the pudding. As long as you're open and you are able to allow yourself to get that healing, it happens. You're going to be open to the higher divine energies to help you with that. And when you're open to it, it's great. Now, I did find out recently, and it's not a recent thing, but one of my practitioners did run into an issue where the client didn't want to have any more Spiral Light. And because this client had made a decision that she didn't want to go further on trying to preserve something that was going on with her pregnancy. And so there was a whole gamma of things around it. And so she didn't want to continue forward. So everything went the way it needed to go. And then baby went on a different journey. And she's now healing, because this is really what she wanted. She wanted to fit her situation. Let's just put it that way. So while I was on the mountain that I go to all the time, and we had some fun going down to the lakes, the water is off the hook, insane. It has so many light codes glistening through the water. That sun is talking to the waters. Now, I found out something that was interesting because I really thought I was going to go up and do lodge and do a little something. And I was going to go and see if I could go to Aida's old lodge place because I know she had crossed over. And I know her son took over and was doing things. Come to find out, the last big snowstorm they had had there was so much snow it caved in part of the roof of the home. Then it caved in part of the lodge and other parts of it. So it's going to come out to almost 20,000 something dollars worth of repair. And then the well dried up. I said, no way. He says, yes, the well dried up. There was no water on the property for the home. And I just couldn't believe it. So then I kind of started thinking about it. And I said, hmm, because I was told long time ago, like 2.5 years ago, the water was going to be cleansed on the planet, because when mother's going through a new evolution of herself, everything has to be renewed, just like what we go through. When your blood needs to turn over, it has to recalibrate itself and get rid of all the old blood cells. And this is her blood cells, which is the water that has to get purged out, all the old toxin stuff. Yes, let's talk about that. How we just keep polluting her blood because we have not come up with a better way or a better solution to the issues of some of the things that we do. So this is why um, things are happening the way it's happening. And in her higher evolution of herself and where she's going, she is cleaning herself off. And those of us that have just been nothing but a freaking nuisance and xenomorphs and all those details above, your time is up. You're off here. You're gone. Dust in the wind. Yeah, you're gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, you're gone. You're out of here because she's done. So now you have the divine masculine energy and mother. They are in love. The divine masculine is giving her the CPR, solar flashes, and the rippling effect of the amount of waves hitting the planet. If you're sitting on your bed, or if you're up in a high rise, or even if you're on the second or third floor, you can feel when the waves are hitting the planet, the solar waves are hitting the planet. You can literally feel, and it's not an earthquake. You feel this, and it stops. It's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, damn, she's really getting hit. Every time she's getting that CPR, she's getting it. She's getting that extra energy. And she's just gonna keep going up higher and higher and higher and higher. There's nowhere they can go. It's over. But unfortunately, because Pluto went back into Capricorn, it's making us feel like we're going to go through a repeat again of 2018. So when I was up on a mountain, I was really tuning into the portal work. I was asking for how could I be of more assistance, how could I be of more help, how I could fulfill more of my mission here to keep on task with what I'm doing. And everything came through loud and clear. And because we were there to work with the Stargate, it was just really interesting when we went there and we were setting our intentions, we were doing our work on ourselves as well as setting our intentions for the greatest consciousness of all for humanity. And I was with my maraca, I was in the spiral, I was putting my energy out, doing my thing. And I just had this sense of open your eyes and look up. So before I tell you that part, what I saw, I thought was really interesting. On our way to the mountain, there must have been a huge convention going on at the mountain at the Stargate. There were so many starships going in, going out. They were all hiding in the clouds. And one of them cracked me up. It was a double decker type of starship. And I said, "Look at that one. That one doesn't even match the clouds. Look at that one. That one doesn't even realize it's hello. We can see you?" And it was kind of funny. And I said, "Wow, look at this. There's a big meeting going on at the mountain. I wonder." Anyway, if you're new to Be So Light, this is how we talk here. I leave you to think for yourself and your higher self to give you the answer of what I'm talking about. Because powers up there on YouTube don't want you to say things that hurt their eardrums. Anyway, that's how they are. So I speak my truth in this. That's just how it is. Um, and I stay in that because that's what the problem is. We don't stay in our truth. We stay in all the hidden stories and the lies, and now look where we are. Big old hot mess of shit. Anyway, while I was up there, I'm trying to light my medicine, get my sage going, get my mixture going. I light it, burns a little bit because the wind was just kind of like, doing its thing. And kept lighting it. Then all of a sudden, this raven, big raven, comes flying over top of my head. And they go, "Hey!" Lights right away, stays lit. I was like, "Thank you. Thank you, beautiful being. Thank you." Then all these butterflies showed up. These beautiful butterflies just kept flying all around, flying on the way up. They were all around the car. It was just beautiful. Then as I was doing the medicine and I'm in that space and I did the prayers and I'm, asking, what more, how I can be of service, da 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 da. What's the next level for Spiral Light? How do I get things ready for the free webinar? What do you want me to concentrate on? How can I be of service? And I was saying, yes, I'm a galactic being. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. And everything was being acknowledged. And then prayers that I asked for that I needed assistance with, out of nowhere, it started to slightly rain on us. Just on us. It wasn't raining anywhere else. Just on us. But how would you just get that? Because when I looked up, when I was told to look up, there was the clouds had formed a beautiful circle ring right above us. So we were in this portal of energy connected straight to the stargate of the energy. And the whole thing, the perimeter of that, they were saying, "You're inside the stargate. We're letting you know that." And I was like, so we just went at it. We just talked about it. It was like it's kind of like you take the lid off of something and here's that opening. We were just we were just letting it go. Light language, everything. We were letting it go and putting the codes, and it was a beautiful moment because normally I see like strange things flying overhead or something sitting overhead and it's hiding in the clouds, and you feel kind of nauseous and a little weird because that energy is really intense when it's coming off the starships. Um, so if you ever had that, and then when you see certain beings wearing certain outfits that don't look like it's of this time nature, but they are looking at you, you're looking at them. So those kind of things come up on that mountain. Trust me, that mountain doesn't disappoint. But you have to be on the frequency for it. So don't be one of these crazy, crazy people going up there. I want to go see you. No, 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 no. It don't work like that. First, the mountain calls you. You have to be called. When you're called to go to that mountain, that's when you see the miracles. That's when you see the magic. That's when you get upgraded like nobody's business because that mountain calls you. And there's certain people that are inundated with codings that know when they need to go up there. And I happen to be one of those people. Been going for a long time. And I should have known when I first had my healing up there, that was the initiation point right there when I went up there. So man, it's just been, it didn't disappoint. So getting the codes. Then we had to have certain kind of crystals, which was really interesting. So I'd already had two of these crystals that I had purchased to get the downloads into these crystals to start using as activation for people. And they had already shown me how to do the activation through the spine, everything, da 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 da. And there's one, two, three, four people that have experienced, two people physically. No, now three people that physically experience it and they like it. So I was really happy about that. And I said, okay, okay, I can do this. So just to let you know, this webinar is really going to be about healing. If there's something you feel you really want to release, or you really want to heal, or you want to get your body back on track, show up and with an open heart, come to this sacred circle with that and know that it's going to be a space of healing and coming through to aid you in that. And spiral light is done differently every single time, depending on what the situation is. So it's nothing that you can just come in and just say, "Oh, I'm a copy how to do that." Go right ahead. It's not going to work for you. You have to be imprinted on, period. And that's how you get to be a practitioner of spiral light. You have to be imprinted on. So, and the imprinting activations are done when someone is seeking to become a practitioner. They get that imprinting energy on them. And I'm the vessel for that. So that's how it's governed. That's how this works. Anyway, with this webinar coming in on June 30th, we're having it at 6:30. We're starting at 6:30. And just know that if the times fluctuate, it's because I'm trying to set it up just at the right timing because Puerto Rico is 4 hours ahead of us. So I want to make sure that I do it on Puerto Rico's time of their 6:30, not not Pacific time 6:30. Okay, it's going to be a lot earlier. So those of you that would love to come to it on the 30th, you can come and be a part of this. And I don't think I will be videotaping it. Spirit hasn't told me if I'm going to videotape this or copy it. I might not. It all depends on what Spirit wants me to do. So, with that being said, things are going to be coming up a lot, and everyone's talking about it. But the ones that are truly in their divine light and divine path that have not been disrupted in their organic way of being, the way they were born, okay, um, are getting that information very clearly. Anyone else that has been tampered with, there you have to really be aware if they're getting their information clearly because what's technology do? Control. There are people walking around like this. There you go. Point, case, clear, delivered. There you go. Point, case, clear, delivered. There you go. So just know that in these next few months of energy, there's going to be a lot of awakening, highlighted energy. They are working so hard to keep that sun mass down. It cracks me up how hard they're working at it. Really? They're trying so hard. So just know that there's a lot going on right now. And also pay attention to the hive outbreak. There's a lot of that going on. Okay, I just realized someone else just said they just got over hives. And I said, yeah, because it's the stuff that's in the air of what they're doing that's agitating. Hives is when the body has an allergic reaction. If you've been through something emotional, it gets triggered even more. So just pay attention. There's stuff going on. And if you do get the hives or something, pay attention to the back of your neck when you rub your hands on the areas where you're having the hive reactions to, and see if you feel anything sticking up, like little needles, like metal pieces. Okay, just be aware. I will go into more details and things like that when we're in the webinar. Unless you want to hear about that more privately, I can set up something privately and we can talk about it. But thank you, darling. But this is one of the things I wanted to bring up about the webinar. It's on June 30th of this month and at 6:30 Puerto Rico time. So that's going to be 4 hours back, 2:30 Pacific time here. So if you want to be one that hops on and be a part of this, please do. If not, no worries. You can definitely contact me even through this same email if you're not going to contact me on my webpage. And I'll put my webpage here. So if you need a session and you're looking for that, I have my prices already listed. Okay. Herbalight.com. You can flow over to that and take a look at that one. But just know this. Hi, I don't know who gave me the thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I know there's certain people that come on and watch me. It's usually my friends that come on. So thank you for your love. But it does bring up a lot of times because as soon as I see that, Deb normally was one that would always say, "When you going on?" And she would hop on and give me a thumbs up and hop on real quick before she goes over to do her Facebook page. So every now and then when I see that, it just kind of jolts me like, Deb. And it's like, no, not Deb. But thank you. I love you. I love you. So please, if you're interested in coming to the webinar, contact me on the email. That's a newer email I'm using. There is another email you can contact me on, which is a 77 imdlovespirit 3 at gmail.com. And that's on the web page. So that you can go in for that. So if you are looking for any additional trauma, emotional healing, or just wanting to energetically get out of your goo of what's stuck to you, then let's talk. I'm booked up currently, so I would probably be able to get you in another couple of weeks. So let me know if that's something that resonates with you and aligns with you, how that makes you feel. Great. But yes, this webinar is definitely it's free. It's on the 30th of June and it's 6:30 Puerto Rico time, 2:30 West Pacific time. If you would like to come on just to get some good healing for yourself. You must have a Sharpie, black Sharpie or a blue, and you must have a glass, not plastic, not stainless steel, not wood, a glass, so that you can get your water, have your water ready so it can be programmed for your body so that you can get those codes for healing for your body. So I wanted to hop on here and talk about that. Now you're probably wondering if you are a member of this tribe group. You went to Shasta, Felicia. Did you or did you not buy anything? Well, come on. Come on now. Do you think I wouldn't disappoint you? Of course I did. So let me tell you a story. So I go in there just to get the charging crystals to do the DNA work. And I said, okay, Grace tell me go get this, da, da, da. So I always go around the corner to the card section. Some people have addiction to gaming. I just have my things cards. So, and they have to be workable. I can't be doing, hey. So they have to be workable. I have to be able to use them. So these cards are called the Galactic Heritage cards. Let me just tell you this. I took the wrapping off of it because we're up at the mountain. I took the wrapping off and immediately was like, strong. And listen to this, the first and only of their kind. So Spirit told me, look, don't worry about the pictures because we know how you get with pictures and stuff. Don't be worrying about the picture, what you see art wise on the thing, because it's very water, very kind of artsy. But don't worry. What we want you to concentrate on is the words, the colors, and the number and the planet. So when people come to you, they are going to be looking at the colors, the number, and then Ceres, Arcturians or Palladians. And then Andromeda is in here, Zeta is in here also. And I was just like, holy Cholito. So I have another set of cards that Jamie Price put out, which has light codes all in it, and it has a planetary. So I'm going to use Jamie Price and these cards together. But I also already have the book called The Prism of Lyra. And I already have that book, and this is the cards, the back of them. I haven't even unwrapped the whole thing yet. So, and the artwork is really like these colors because how does the universe talk? It talks in colors, it talks in codes, it talks in frequency. So, this is the colors. I guess I can flip through some of these. Fusion of and magic, healing, crisis, and purging. So crazy. And it's like you have to leap of faith. Seduction and addiction. Then it switches over to now this is the present. There's present, past, future, parallel cards. And there's 108 cards in this deck. All right. I'm not going to go through all of these right now because like I said, they're strong. And I haven't eaten yet because I did body work today. And I was so happy to do this. And evidently, let me finish my conversation because I know I go all over the place sometimes. Forgive me for that. So the cards are there. And I said, I really don't need those. So I put them back up on the shelf. And then I had loud hear, no, get those cards. They were ordered for you. You just don't know it. And I said, okay, fine. So I went ahead and got them. I get to the register to go check out, and the lady that knows me so well, I get up there. Another lady's ringing me out, and she goes, "Oh, let me get the card." And she gets the cards, and she goes, "I ordered these cards for myself. I've been waiting for them to come in for a week. Nobody told me that these cards." She got all upset, and I'm standing there like, I'm sorry. Do you want the cards? Do you need them? No, honey, you got the cards now. Obviously, I was ordering. You were ordering them on a soul level for me. You just didn't know it. And she goes, I guess it's just not my time. And she goes, you're so lucky. Those cards are so dead on. It's gonna. You just watch out. And I said, ooh. She goes, that's why I got them because they are so accurate. And I said, oh, good. Well, that's first time, the first and only of their kind. Yeah, I guess so. So that's what happened with those cards. So she went back. She went to go look to see if there was a second. And I said, I didn't see a second come in. And she goes, fine, I'll just reorder. And this time I'm going to make sure my name goes on it so they can make sure I get it. And I said, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I did sorry." Galactic heritage cards. So that was that part, and I just felt like, oh my gosh. So let me tell you about this new technique that's happening with the only people that are really um, have access to this is if you are in the Stargate Divine Stargate Priestess group, you have access to this. If you are in the Spiralite practitioner group, you have access to this. Otherwise, you will have to be a client that calls for an appointment for this. But it is dealing with the DNA and working with bringing in the, let's just put it like this, kind of like the an over layer of yourself in a crystal form on top of you and activating that way. It's badass. It's so cool. So I really like the fact that that came online for me to learn how to do that. And I'm just really happy at the results of what everyone's been experiencing with it. And it's really good. I really, really like it. So that's what I wanted to hop on here and talk about. Also, the message from Spirit when I was up there is that you need to really listen when Spirit tells you to do something, do it. Now, here's the difference. People might get in their head and say, well, how do you know it's not something negative that's trying to get you to do something else? Da, 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 da. Yes, we have to be aware of what the thoughts that are coming through. We have to be aware of that. But at the same time, I want you to really think about this. When spirit is talking to you, spirit is always going to tell you to do something that's good. It's never going to be anything, go down to a station and you're gonna commit harm to somebody. Spirit never talks to people like that. Those are the lower beings that like to do things like that. And by the way, yes, I got some water from Shasta. I got to tell you a story too. So we're in the car. We're coming down from the mountain, and I hear, tell her to stop the car, pull over, get some cedar. I'm like, okay. I said, pull over, gotta get some cedar. So pulled over, gave a little something for the trade, energy trade of the cedar, got the medicine. Okay, we're driving, coming down. Okay, pull over, get a couple sprigs of pine. You're gonna need it. I'm like, okay. And I'm not saying anything. You need to get some pine. Like, okay. I don't tell her to pull over yet. Then I hear this. Are you listening or not listening? That you need to get some pine now. And I'm like, can you pull over so I can get some pine, please? I'm getting yelled at. She goes, okay. She pulls over. I go and go get the pine, get the spray. She was tall enough to reach for me because one of the trees I couldn't get to. And I said, so you finally get the pine, and I'm like, okay, get the pine. So we get the pine, and it was like, okay. And then everything was fine. It was cool. Pay attention when spirit is trying to tell you to do something. There's a reason. Pay attention if spirit tells you go out and go shop, get an extra stuff. Pay attention if spirit has you go into a hardware to go get something. Pay attention if spirit has you going to redo things or to put something up somewhere for a certain reason or to order something, things or to have you trade something out for a reason, to get rid of something and get something else for a reason. So pay attention to that. Pay attention when you're being told to go do something. Don't ignore it. Pay attention. And if you got an issue with it, just simply say, well, you know what? It's just for my highest good. Just be careful because spirit might just come back and say, I would not be telling you this if it wasn't. Okay. So just know that your higher self here in this crown, taking care of this, taking care of this is essential. It's really essential for our connection and really keeping this clean and keeping the static, thank you, the static off of your crown. Because when that static, all those frequencies are bouncing all over the place and that static hits your crown, you start getting like, well, no, you doing that, so it's like, snap out of that. What? What do I need to do? Boom. Okay. So you're not dealing with static. Don't let static become cling. Static cling. Don't do that. So pay attention to that. So after we were making our trip home, I was just paying attention to the sky. So we stopped off. She wanted to go down to the lake. And I don't blame her. I wanted to go down to the lake, but I was being very picky where I was going at. And some of the spots she was going to, I was like, no, you go ahead and do that. I don't feel like getting out doing it. One of the reasons was it was hot and it was very humid. And I was like, damn, feeling like this is Puerto Rico. It's hot and humid. It was just like the air was just like that, that kind of feeling. So she, we go down to the lake area where when you come across a bridge, you see where the boathouses are and everything, and it's right when you're coming across, and you're going to pierce the veil going into Shasta, heading in the direction going to Shasta. And once you pierce that veil and you go in, you're in an entirely different energy, timeline, everything. It's just beautiful. And you just literally watch how everything changes in front of you. So when we were coming out, she wanted to stop. And one of the things she said, and I even noticed that even though I just only put my toe into it, and I just didn't want to mess up my my Berkeys. They're Berkeys. You don't want to get them wet. They don't do well after they get wet. So she goes in it and she's floating. And she says, wow, I'm really floating in this water. And I'm like, hmm. So I start going up and I'm asking questions about the water. I said, well, it's new water codes. There's higher velocity in the water right now. That's going to be helping people and the animals and all the live beings that live in the water. All this water is being recoded on the planet. And when they're doing it in sections, it's going to be a ripple effect like that. So I said, okay. And she says, this water is silky. And she says, and it's not cold. And I said, hmm. So that right there is telling me how much heat Mother is carrying, because Shasta water is cold. I don't care what time of the day it is. It's cold because you got the snow coming down and the water lines were up. One bridge that we went past, the water line was wide up there. It only had a little bit more to go and it would be up on that bridge. I was like, wow, look at this. Talk about replenishing. Pay attention. Nature is telling us exactly what's going on, replenishing. So then I paid attention to that and I said, okay, the water is hot. What's been happening with women? Women are getting warm. You're getting hot. Yeah, like you feel like you're on fire. You're getting hot. And the only thing that makes you feel really good is if you're drinking something cool or you go take a cold shower. And a cold shower makes you feel so good because it's cooling you off. Horror. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. How do you get diamonds? Heat. So a lot of you, another thing I heard also is any of us that have gone through hives or some kind of rapid purge that came upon you, it's because your body needs to come online. And if you are signed up to be here to do the work, you are going to go through a massive purge of any toxins that's in your body that need to come up to the surface, which is why hives is happening because of the interference and whatever's hitting us. It's going to make us detox it. Now, get this, if you've gone through it, from what I was told and shown, your body has already made a copy of that so that you won't go through that particular type of hives again. It's already in your cells. It's noted. So I'm not sure if it's just random people, but whatever energy needed to come up, it had to come to the surface, which is the skin. Okay. So keep that in mind if you start feeling like you're sweating a lot, there's bump stuff coming out on you, you're itching, you got stuff coming up to the surface. Your body's going to do this massive purge. And when it happens, you're going to feel like you're on flipping fire and like you've taken like tons of niacin all at once. You wanted to get that B vitamin of niacin in you and you just get that flush. It's worse than that. Okay, it's worse than that. It's worse than that. So you get that, and then you cool your body off with the cold water in the showers. And what's going to happen? You're going to want that cold water shower more than having a hot shower because what happens when you put the hot water on you, you reactivate yourself. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. You reactivate that again. And then the next thing you know, you're getting out of the shower, you're sweating profusely, and like, what the hell's going on with me? I just took a shower. I'm trying to get out. You're activating it. Cold water showers helps you recenter that nervous system, helps you to clear your head so that you can be realigned. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's it. That's all I wanted to come on here and share with all of you. I also today, after seeing my clients, did a wonderful massage on her. It was so good to see her. We gave each other a big hug, and it was just so good to see her. And I said, "Look at you!" And she said, "Look at you!" And I was like, so it was so good to work on her and to have her body be open to receive such good healing and to feel her body kind of humming. And I said, "Wow, look, now she's balanced. Now she's feeling good. Now she can do what she needs to do." I am working with the healers because as long as the healer stays strong, they can go out and do their work and what they need to do. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, lovelies, I'm going to go. Be good to yourself. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being a part of the tribe. Oh, be so light. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being a part of the tribe. Hey, I like it. So, be good to yourselves. I will go through this and try to figure this out and try to do it as a read for those who want a more galactic read on where you come from star wise. What are you dealing with star wise? We'll find that out. I'll figure it all out. But be good to yourself. Much love. I'm going to go take care of me now. Much love. Be good to yourself. Bye.